The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Good morning, pinners across the country. How are we today? Deanna say we're doing good since they're on mute.
Yay! They're good. We're good since they're on mute. Don't talk. No talking.
All right, good morning, everybody. Pinterest is our day today, and if you've been with us for a while, you know how we start this. If not, let me kind of introduce ourselves on what we're doing here. First of all, I'm still, as of this morning, getting messages from people saying, how do I see the previous recordings? And we say it every time, so I'm going to keep saying it, and hopefully at the end of this, before we even start the next one, people will know about this group. So Stark and HomeSmart 10-week social media series must be in that group, and that is where all the pre-recordings are going to be. Also, next level training series, that's going to be starting pretty quick. That's going to be me telling you everything I've ever done in over 20 years to go from 4 or 5 deals a year like the average agent to over 50. And it's not that hard, but you gotta make all the sessions. And so that's it. Please join those groups. And you know what, Deanna, I know we were just talking about it. We are getting so many private messages, and a lot of these questions are the same. And if you guys would put them publicly, and remember, we're all learning together, nobody's going to judge you, then everybody can enjoy the experience of learning from more of those questions. So if you could put those in that group, that would be awesome. And there's me. I'm Mike Bjorkman, owner broker, HomeSmart NCG in Santa Clarita and Northridge, California. If you don't know where that's at, it's a little bit above Los Angeles, and you might know it by Magic Mountain, Six Flags. Deanna Miller, good friend of mine, owns Stark Social. She loves doing these workshops, and she handles all of our social media, all of our companies. And actually, I'm looking at some of the names, and many of you on this list, she's now handling your social media too. So congratulations for taking your business totally to the next level and getting with the program, as we call it in social media. For you that don't know, one of the reasons I do these is for a lot of our local agents in Southern California, and I want them to know a little bit about our company. We are the fastest growing company in the nation. We're the #1 in the Southwest and 5th largest real estate company in the nation. And a lot of that is due to our industry leading tools and technology. And like every week, I briefly touch on these, and we'll talk a little bit again. The websites that you get, the CRMs that you get, all the tools that take your MLS data and create CMA tools, buyer tools, single property websites, automatic virtual tours that upload to YouTube. So many things that a real good agent has or needs to compete successfully in our industry. That's what we provide for you. There's tons of marketing, and the list just goes on and on and on. The best part about our company is the $4.99 transaction fee. Most of our agents are now passing that transaction fee along to the buyer or seller and truly keeping 100% of their commission. So if $500 a deal sounds good to you, let's talk about it. All right, so enough commercial about HomeSmart. Deanna, let me go over a couple things about Pinterest that I know, and maybe they are rumors, or I don't even know what the word, misconceptions. First of all, they say it's all women on Pinterest. Now, that's not necessarily a bad thing if I'm going to judge it, but how true is that?
Well, I mean, truth be told, this slide actually, we talk about how Pinterest has over 70 million users, with 80% of those users being ladies, sharing 92% of all the pins. But basically what the research shows, and this goes down to like the psychology of what we know about women in our lives, and me being one of them. For the most part, I think that we can say that women are, whether or not they wear the pants in the family, women are a big part of family making decisions. And when you're looking to engage with a family, a man and a wife, a partner, whatever it is, whatever situation you've got going on, you know that the ladies are the ones that are doing the research and looking through all the stuff and trying to figure out where they want to be and what they want to do. So it's not a bad thing that Pinterest is mostly ladies, because what you'll notice is we're the ones that want to figure out most of the time what aspects of certain things are going to work for our family and which aspects aren't. So it's a great thing that Pinterest is mostly ladies, and a lot of the agents that I see that end up popping up on these webinars or come to a lot of my trainings are really taking Pinterest and using it in a way that is really productive. I follow most of you. If I don't, follow me once you see where I'm at, and then I'll follow you back. But I think what's great is that you can take Pinterest and you can use it as a means to not only have fun for personal pinning, but you can also use it as a way to advertise your business, advertise your services, and it's a super great way to be successful if you use it correctly.
Janet, let me ask you a question there. With 70 million users across the country, I remember Pinterest was the number 2 social media platform in the world. Is it still number 2, or has it dropped at all?
Well, according to research for the first quarter of this year, where we're at right now, it's actually, as far as revenue share and as far as bringing in money to, let's say, bloggers and business owners, it's actually making people more money. So in terms of search engine, you've got other search engines that beat it. You've got other social media channels that have more daily traffic. But if you're looking to increase your revenue, I would say that this is one of the places you definitely need to put in your top 3.
Okay, so that totally did not answer my question. As far as users go, is there more users on this than, say,
Well,
Instagram or
there's more users
Snapchat?
on Facebook, but there's more users on Facebook and Instagram for sure, because what you're looking at is that Pinterest has things broken down as far as global audience. So we're looking at 70 million users nationally for Pinterest, and for Facebook, it's well over the 100 millions.
Wow, that's so insane. And then the last thing before I let you tear through all this is I use Pinterest a lot like I use Facebook private messages, and I send people pins to let them know I'm thinking about them. But a lot of my stuff is private boards. Like, we're involved in different charity events, and we're planning themes, and we have all these private boards and whatnot. But what I've realized, especially this morning when I was going through it, is as far as Facebook, I have 5,000 friends, and here I have about, I think, 400 or something like that. And I want to say that especially Pinterest is more about quality than quantity of followers. Well, for me at least. Do you feel that way, or do you think the more the merrier on that?
Well, I definitely think that when it comes to all social media, it's definitely quality over quantity. You don't want to inundate yourself with a bunch of users that aren't going to be beneficial to what your messaging is. So if you have, 5,000 people that you follow on Pinterest and you can't keep up with everything, or you're not able to get to the end of your pin feed at all, then it's just not useful. Then it starts to degrade the quality of what you're seeing. So I definitely always recommend, whenever you're using social media, to take the time to really look at what it is you're following versus just follow. Because I have a lot of people that do that, and then they end up, well, I follow all these people, but it's just too much to go through. I have too many things to see, so I just don't do it. So I think if you're careful about it and you use, a quality approach to it, then you end up finding things that you really like, want, and need to share.
Cool. Good answer. I like that. All righty. You can have fun with this. I'll go on mute and be good for a while.
All right, so I've got like 10 minutes. I'll set a timer. All right, so let's move on. I have a few things I want to talk about Pinterest, and then we'll go ahead and jump into our online hands-on. Let's see what we've actually got going on. So what I've learned over the last few months in working with some of the people that I know that work at Pinterest, and also people who worked at Pinterest formerly and people who do trainings and so forth, is that the content on Pinterest actually has a longer shelf life. When we're looking at Pinterest pins last up to a week online in a rotation versus Facebook and Twitter. Recent research shows us that Twitter posts have a shelf life of about 5 to 25 minutes, depending on where you fall in that range of people that are your followers. And Facebook posts have a shelf life of about 80 minutes. So that's why it's really important to, no matter what social media channels you're working with, to create a schedule that's successful based off of your audience participation, engagement, and traffic. So 5 to 25 minutes on Twitter, that's